Thank you for asking me here. My name's Dave. I'm a danceaholic. I didn't find that easy to say in the early days, but today I know I am a danceaholic. What I'm going to share with you is my experience, strength and hope. What it was like when I was out there dancing. Now I've stopped dancing, what it's like, and hopefully you'll get something from it. I'll start at the beginning. I had my first dance when I was about 15. I used to go to the church disco, and there were lots of girls there, and a lot of them used to wear very short, provocative skirts, and they used to dance. And this is what first tempted me into dancing. My brother used to go to the same church, which was St Matthew's Church in Worthing, and they used to play soul music, which didn't interest us very much. We were more into heavy metal, but I suppose basically the dancing was there. And we never actually danced with these girls to the soul music, but before we knew it, we were sneaking out of the church hall and going to a disco in Goring, at St Mary's Hall in Goring, when I was about 15. And we'd stop off on the way at Clifton Road and get a quart bottle of cider each, which was about 6 shillings, and we'd drink this cider as we were walking to Durrington, and then we'd get to the dance at about 8 o'clock. And my mother used to think we were actually at the church hall youth club, but in fact we'd actually gone to the disco, and this was the start of my dancing. And I first danced when I was 15 at St Mary's Church Hall in Goring, and I remember it very, very vividly, and the effect it had on me. It was Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones, and before I knew it, there was nothing that could stop me. And I was just out there on the dance floor dancing, and I danced like that for 30 years, and dancing took me to some very dark and dangerous places, which I'll go into later. I've danced all over the world. I've danced in San Francisco, Texas, Bognor, Club Rex in Bognor. I'm not proud to say I've danced in Bognor, but we did used to go over Friday night when I was 17 to the Club Rex in Bognor, and sometimes I'd be dancing till 2 o'clock in the morning and miss my lift home. I really realised that I was a danceaholic when I realised that instead of just once or twice a week out dancing, I'd be out every night dancing, and any excuse to dance, really, a little bit of music, and I'd be out there dancing. And I didn't even know what a danceaholic was until I joined this fellowship, and it is a fellowship that has enabled me one day at a time to stop dancing, and these days I feel very well because of it. I suppose that I danced for 40 years. I danced for 40 years before I stopped, and at the end of my dancing I was out dancing 7 nights a week. Nothing could stop me. I'd be dancing in discos in Brighton, even go on dancing weekends, dancing for 3 days, all night dancing, dance lessons during the day, and I didn't even realise I had a problem until somebody mentioned Danceaholics Anonymous, and Danceaholics Anonymous has changed my life. I've come to realise what an addiction dancing is, and I've dealt with it with the 12-step program. Step 1, came to believe we are powerless over dancing, and I do actually realise that. If I start to dance, there's no stopping me. And it's a 12-step program. There are 12 steps, 4 beats to the bar, and step 2 is came to believe a power greater than us could restore us to sanity. Could being the operative word, and I don't think any danceaholic ever really becomes sane. I think deep down there's as they say, the pilot light's always on, and it only takes that one rhythm, or that possibly going to the wrong disco, and you could be up there dancing again. And it's good to know that I am powerless over dancing, and I always will be. And a day at a time. I haven't had a dance now for several days, and I'm not proud of it. It's something that can be achieved a day at a time by anybody. And it is a program for people who are sick and tired of dancing and just don't want to do it anymore. And my dancing took me to some very dark, dingy places. I did actually have fun dancing for a while, but until it gained the upper hand, and I came to know the four horsemen of terror, bewilderment, frustration and despair when I'd drive halfway through the night to go to a dance and then find the dance wasn't on, or I'd forget my money and I wouldn't be able to get into the dance. I've been to some terrible places through dancing, but once you actually realise the severity of your condition and that it is a chronic illness which is completely incurable, and dancing, it can be treated a day at a time. Basically, simple messages: don't dance. You know, if I start dancing, chances are I won't be able to stop again. So a day at a time, just don't dance. Don't dance. And that is the message I'm giving you today. So I'm Dave, I'm a danceaholic, a recovering danceaholic. I haven't had a dance today, through the grace of God, and thank you for listening.